Have you ever felt like your own mind is your worst enemy? That constant chatter that just won't quit? Well, that's the exact problem that a book called The Power of Now really gets into. It's sold millions of copies for a pretty simple reason. It offers a way to quiet all that inner noise and actually find some peace. So in this explainer, we're going to break down Eckhart Tolle's radical idea that the key to everything isn't lost in the past or waiting in the future, but it's right here, right in this moment. So, Tolle kicks things off with a question that's so simple, but it hits hard. Have you found the off button for your mind? For most of us, if we're being honest, the answer is a big, fat no. We live with this constant internal monologue, right? A stream of thoughts we can't seem to control. And this, right here, is the fundamental problem the book is trying to solve, our enslavement to nonstop compulsive thinking. Okay, so what is the source of all this mental chatter? Well, Tolle's diagnosis is pretty startling. He says the greatest obstacle to our peace isn't some enemy out there in the world. It's our own mind. The problem isn't that we have a mind, but that our mind has us. And this leads to a huge mistake that most of us make without even realizing it. We become what Tolle calls compulsive thinkers. We've all heard that old saying, I think, therefore I am, and we've kind of just accepted it. But Tolle argues this is a profound illusion. We are not our thoughts. We are the silent awareness that's behind them. By mistaking the thinker for who we actually are, we trap ourselves in a world of self-created problems. So what does that compulsive thinking actually sound like? Well, you know it. It's that voice in your head, the one that's constantly judging everything, worrying about what might happen next week, or replaying something embarrassing from years ago. It's like having this relentless narrator for your life, and the biggest mistake we make is believing that its voice is our own.
So, who is this I that's so wrapped up in all this thinking? Tolle gives it a name, the ego. Now, think of it like a phantom self. It's not real. It's just built from a collection of thoughts, memories, and labels. I'm a good person, I'm not smart enough, whatever. And this ego is deeply insecure. It actually thrives on conflict and drama because all that constant thinking is the only way it can maintain the illusion that it's real.
Now, this ego, it has a favorite playground, a dimension it absolutely needs to survive. And that dimension is time. This is the second part of the trap, this delusion that pulls us out of the only reality that ever truly exists.
Now, this is really crucial to understand. Tolle isn't saying we should throw away our calendars. He calls the practical use of time clock time, and it's totally fine. The problem is what he calls psychological time, the mind's constant obsessive addiction to a past that's gone forever and a future that doesn't even exist. This is what fuels all our regret and anxiety. In fact, Tolle goes so far as to call this addiction a form of mental illness.
And here's the direct result of living in psychological time. Because our mind is always jumping into the future, worrying about what might go wrong, we live in a constant low-grade, or sometimes high-grade, state of fear. Tolle calls this the anxiety gap. It's that space between where you are right now and where your mind is, lost in some imagined negative future. But it's not just the future that haunts us, is it? Our past has a powerful way of staying alive inside us, and it does that through another one of Tolle's key concepts, the pain body. So what on earth is the pain body? Okay, imagine a collection of all your old, unprocessed emotional pain. Every hurt, every bit of grief, every resentment you've ever felt, it all clumps together and lives inside you like this dormant entity. And when it gets triggered, it wakes up, and it's hungry, and its food is more pain. So it will actually actively create drama and conflict in your life just to feed itself. So how can you tell when your pain body has taken over? Ever felt just a sudden, intense wave of irritation over nothing? Or a compulsive need to start a fight or create drama in a relationship? That's it. That's the pain body. And recognizing these signs isn't about judging yourself. It's just about becoming aware that, oh, okay, an old energy pattern has just been activated in me. So how do you deal with this thing? You don't fight it. That just feeds it. You bring consciousness to it. The moment you can recognize, this is the pain body, you've already broken your identification with it. You just observe the feeling. You watch the energy inside you without letting it become me or I. And in the light of your own awareness, it just can't survive for long. Okay, we've spent a lot of time on the problem, right? We've talked about the tyrannical mind, the trap of time, the hungry pain body. Now we get to turn to the solution. And it's a solution that is so ridiculously simple, the mind can barely even grasp its power. And here it is. This is the central teaching of the entire book. Your whole life, every single moment of it, unfolds in one place, and one place only: the now. The past is just a memory trace in your mind. The future is just a thought. True liberation, healing, real peace, it can only ever be found right here. It's the only reality there is.
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. Tolle offers actual, practical portals to get you into the now. You can start by just watching your thoughts without judging them. Or you can shift your focus from your noisy mind down into the feeling, the energy field of your body. Or maybe most powerfully, you can just practice a kind of radical acceptance of this moment, exactly as it is, without resisting it.
So, what's the reward for all this practice? What do you get? Well, it's not about becoming happy all the time in the way we usually think of it. It's about accessing a state of being that is much, much deeper than that. This is such an important distinction to make. We spend our lives chasing happiness, but as Tolle points out, it's always conditional, isn't it? It depends on things going our way. And it always has an opposite: unhappiness. Inner peace, on the other hand, comes from within. It's totally independent of what's happening on the outside. It's the peace that comes from being connected to your deeper self, to what he calls being. This profound inner peace is what Tolle calls the joy of being. It isn't a fleeting emotion like happiness. It's a deep, vibrant aliveness that you can feel. And here's the most radical part of his teaching. This isn't something you have to go out and find or achieve. It is your natural state. It's already here, right now, just waiting to be uncovered from underneath all the noise of the mind. This quote just perfectly captures the whole journey. To die before you die, what that means is letting the false, mind-made self, the ego, just dissolve while you're still alive. And when that happens, you discover what's left. And what's left is the timeless, formless awareness that you truly are. You realize you are the part of you that was never born and can never die. And so we'll leave you with this question to bring it all right back to your own direct experience. If all your problems are really just mental stories about the past or the future, what is left for you right here in this moment when you are not thinking about it? What is left when you just are?